Kia ora! So this is the last of two videos. So basically in this video I'm going to talk about my whole experience with my mahi toy and making my bag, and then in the next following video I'm actually going to take a video of the bag itself and just sort of run through some of the patterns and the meaning behind it all. So yeah, just crazy to be finished. I think that's the overall feeling at the moment. Yeah, overwhelming joy. I don't know. It feels really good. It feels really, and it feels light. And I think what I've really enjoyed about making this bag is many things, many things. But I think what I've learned from one of the previous nohos, working closely with Daniel Ormsby, is just trying to learn to love the journey a bit more and do and make art, because I enjoy the process of it rather than what it actually looks like at the end. Or and I think this particular project was such a beautiful example of like allowing myself to make something that just kind of wanted to be made. Like, it didn't really feel like I had to question it too much. Like, there was a lot of trust, I think, that went on. Because it was inspired by an idea by Geordie to tattoo a leather bag, which was cool, and then it just kind of sent me on this big old hikoi, really. And then and just how it unfolded, in terms of having the challenge to make the bag before tattooing it, and sort of knowing, I guess, that my dad does have a lot of the materials and stuff, and I've worked with so what I'm basically trying to say is it was a really amazing, because I got to work really closely with my dad, and I got to spend more time with him than I normally would have through this process, and just all the things that unfolded through that journey. Like, when we were making the bag, he was pretty open to allowing, like, teaching me to do that, and sort of guiding me a little bit. And then coming to the part where he was giving me the leather, he'd kind of said that this leather that he was giving me was the leather that his dad had given him. So there were just small things like that that felt really like, oh, this is cool. Like, this, at this point, when something like that happens, it feels like, to me, maybe more than just a piece of artwork. Like, it feels very whakapapa, like there's an entrenched craftsmanship and love for the mahi. So that was cool. I felt connected to my granddad through this process. I felt really connected to my dad, like him sharing his knowledge, and me, having to go out to his house and spend a lot of time, and remembering what it was like as a kid making leather work, and just kind of having fun with it, but trying, this time maybe putting more intention into it. It was it had its challenges. I mean, in the opposite of that, I had to really spend a lot of time with my dad, and we had to work through, when one of us was triggered, or what, having to be quite patient, I think, was another thing with each other when someone was feeling it, but I needed his help, but he was tired, and I just don't really don't get that experience with him often, because of he just lives far away or whatever, by himself. So that was cool. And then one point my sister came out and we were all hanging out. It was just magical what was conjured up, and what actually the ripples effects of deciding to do this project this way, what it actually brought me in so many other realms, and how much it actually filled my cup. And it was very fulfilling, challenging in some sense, in terms of, it's never something I've never done before. So that's always brings its own set of challenges, and moving forward has its own set of lessons now that I won't, want to continue. Like, yeah, things that I've learned to do and not to do. Like, I think I've mentioned a few things that have gone wrong that probably could have done, I could have done differently or done better. Yeah. And there's definitely like a sense of pride, I think, with this mahi that I've done, which is nice. There's a really good feeling in that. Yeah, something maybe I'd like to do again too, which is cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's just been a really all-round enjoyable. I've really trusted and enjoyed the process of this, and I think that's my biggest takeaway from this piece of mahi. And even just the aspects of delving deeper into tāmoko and learning a bit more about where tāmoko came from, and some of the key, moments in history that have shaped tāmoko so that it is what it is today, has been really cool too, into expanding in that realm. Yeah, yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So I'm really happy with what I've done. I'm really happy that I've learned some things. Um, yeah, it's been there. There were a few nights that I stayed up pretty late to get it done, and I think it is important to sometimes push past that sort of mental blockages that, telling myself this I can't do something, or I don't have the energy to do it. There are pros and cons of having deadlines sometimes, and I think this was a good example of, yeah, being able to push past some internal emotions that weren't serving as well. Yeah, I think it's unique. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with it. I think that'd be my overall reflection among the ups and downs. That I am actually really happy with my mahi, and I think I've done the best that I could have, and that feels really good.